captain's log. All right, check it out, guys. Razor E200. Oh yeah, Razor E200, guys. I may have stumbled across something pretty nice. What I did was, if you guys go back in my other videos, I told you about the deal I got on 4 junk scooters. I mean, they were junk to the guy, they weren't junk to me, but anyway. In those 4 scooters, there were 2 iZip scooters, 1 Razor scooter, and 1 GT200 scooter. I don't know who makes it, but anyway, make a long story short, I took the iZip motor out of the one of the it's a green iZip or eZip 4.1, I think it is. I took the motor out of that. It's a 300-watt motor. I put it in this green scooter. It was a direct fit. Believe it or not, the whole alignment was just slightly off, just a little bit. But anyway, it was good enough to call it good. The motor seated real well. It might be a millimeter. One corner of the motor might be a millimeter off the base. But anyway, that's no problem. But anyway, what I did was, I'm using a 48-volt battery with a 48-volt controller, which jumps up to about 1,000 watts in this scooter right here. Guys, I got to tell you, I'm telling you again, this is if you want to save money, if you don't have a lot of money to get a scooter, you don't have to. I got a lot of good things to say right here about this Razor E200 for a small scooter. Remember, this is all about micro mobility. Everything doesn't have to be large and in charge. So even these little scooters can be quite useful. So what I did was, I got my chain all lubed up nice and pretty. I was able to acquire another metal wheel off one of my finds, and I was able to put it on this scooter. So now I got 2 metal wheels in this thing. I'm going to go ahead and pimp it out. Ignore this deck here. That is just a test deck. That's just for testing, and it's all wired up, ghetto, whatever else. But the battery stay is going to be up here. Here's where my battery is going to be mounted. My battery was inside this bag here, and that way it's removable. It's not under the deck. Okay. So the deck is going to be used on this scooter for storage, for my spare tubes, whatever else. Guys, let me tell you the beauty about the Razor E200 that you see on eBay all the time for $25. Okay, the beauty about this scooter is this, is that you see those wheels? Those are air-filled tires, okay? Those are 8-inch air-filled tires. I think it's 8 by 2 inches, something like that. But anyway, like this tire right here is a tire off of E Prime, the new E Prime. But anyway, the beauty of these tires is if you get a flat, those rims separate, guys. Even Razor, way back then, knew that people would not want to change tires, so they made it, on these scooters, they made it very easy to change a tire. Check it out. Say you ride this scooter right here, you're 5 miles out, whatever else, you keep your tools under the deck, okay? This is your battery location right there. Okay, so you get a flat tire. You get the tools under your deck. You pop the wheel off. You get the Allen wrench and the hex wrenches or whatever, and that rim separates. You pull the bad tube out. You put a new tube in. You got your pump and everything under the deck. Yes, everything under the deck. You pump it up with your little hand pump, whatever. Oops, sorry about that. You pump the tube up. Put the tube in the rim, of course, and you reassemble it, and you pump it up, and you're ready to go probably within 15 to 30 minutes. Very easy to do. And the key is these are air-filled tires. Okay? Again, I'm running this scooter off of 48 volts. Okay? Now here's the thing. Now reality is this. It's really, they use that motor for a 24-volt system. But these motors can handle a lot more power than that. But here's the secret. Just because like this scooter is handling 48 volts right now, doing fine. I probably got about 22 miles an hour, I would say. Maybe faster, but I think it was more like 22 miles an hour off of this scooter. Okay, topped out. I'm not going to be riding this scooter that fast. I just did it to see how fast it would go. It does real well. It's a 300-watt motor. Again, it does excellent, okay? Even though I'm not going to be riding that fast. My average speeds on this scooter with these small wheels will only be like 8 to 10 miles an hour, okay? And what I do is I use that reserve, that 48-volt power, to get out of the way, or if I need to outrun a dog, or some people are messing with me, or whatever else, are messing with you, so to speak. So anyway, guys, if you're on a tight budget, if you just want something to leave in the back of the car or the truck, as a breakdown vehicle, if you get broke down, whatever else, this is the one you want to use. I mean, this is a good one to use. This collapses, bloop, lays down, and it's a small scooter, but yet it has a super strong frame. Okay, so I would say this frame can handle up to probably 325. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it does good. But anyway, 300 watt motors in there now, and it's going to stay in there. All right. This scooter here will just be for flat roads. You can see you don't have very much height. There's a rear sprocket right there. You don't want, you only got like maybe 2 inches of ground clearance right there. But believe it or not, that's almost as much as some of these high-end scooters have with that big rotor. So anyway, this is just a flat cruising scooter, but it's better than walking. So guys, those of you, again, that don't want to pay out $800-900 for a scooter, you don't have to. Okay? Again, I'm going to be doing some reviews on the battery that I'm using for these scooters. It's COM, C-A-O-M, something like that, off of eBay. And I'm very impressed so far with the battery. This is a 10 amp hour battery in this scooter. So very impressed with it. Very impressed so far. So I haven't specifically done videos on the battery yet, but I will be doing that. So you guys know that you can get these scooters for pennies, guys. And then it's all about the lithium-ion battery, guys. Okay? When you get a decent lithium-ion battery, you're in there. So just figure, say you did want to make this a long-range scooter, just a putt scooter, just to putz around on. You can make it a 20 amp hour scooter. You can have a 10 amp hour pack down here, a 10 amp hour pack up here. That's what I'm doing with my Razor EcoSmart. I got a 20 amp hour pack on the back, and in my luggage area right here, I have a 10 amp hour pack, which is that's 30 amp hours. I'm riding it to work today, matter of fact. So, guys, just want to encourage those of you out there who don't have the big money to buy these scooters, because they are expensive. You can get this scooter here, Razor E200, for pennies. I mean, off of Facebook Marketplace, you can get them for $30 all day, $50. I see them every day almost on there. And then, you can leave them stock if you want. But me, I'm putting a wooden deck on this. It's going to be real refined looking. I'm going to touch up down here, that greenish right there. I'm going to touch it up, and it's going to be my scooter that I'll leave in my truck. Or if I just want to cruise around the neighborhood and have some fun. And the beauty of this scooter is, guys, although a lot of people are running away for it, is the fact that this scooter has air tires. That is a lot. It has air tires, guys, which means what? You can have the most comfortable ride that you can have without suspension, as opposed to having solid tires. Yes, you can get it flat. That's true. But that's where your brain comes in. You learn how to take the wheel off, insert the tube, and put it back together. Again, here you will have no prying or anything because the rim comes apart. You go on the other side of this rim here. See the hex screws? See the tube right there? It's very simple. So simple. Even the rear is very simple, guys. Yeah, it's work, but you have to do it. But it's better than dealing with the frustration of trying to take the wheel or whatever off of these new hub motors. This is way more practical, okay? So I would like to say to those of you out here doing a scooter thing like myself, guys, these scooters right here, these little Razors, E200, E300, you can use the same concept for the E200 and 300 scooters. They have value, guys. They have value. It ain't all about the new ones, okay? All about your controller. Always remember that when you're dealing with scooters, you can overvolt the motor, okay? This motor right here is old school, right? Back in the day, 24 volt, they had it rigged up in the scooter for 24 volts. But these scooters, you can run 24, 12, 24, 48, 36. Any of those combinations, as long as you don't overheat the motor. Okay? Like I said, I'm running this scooter at 48 volts. Okay? It's going to be a 48 volt project. That's how it's going to stay. But when I ride it, I'm not going to be at 48 volts all the time. Sometimes, you know, you got the variable throttle. I'll be cruising as if it's a 24 volt scooter. Cruising, you know, 8, 9 mile an hour. Most of the time, that's what I'm going to be. If I were to ride the scooter, most of the time, that's where my voltage is going to be. If I had a voltmeter, sure, or the watts, whatever you want to call it. You know, no, we'll stick with volts. Most of the time, I'm going to ride this like it's a 24 volt scooter by my speeds. But when I need to move, I'll know I got that. It'll go up to 48 volts, and I can get out of the way if I want to. Again, I did probably, I would say right at about 20 miles an hour with these little wheels. I was going down a stretch. I don't do that often, guys. I didn't have my helmet on. I was just kind of excited to see what this little thing can do. And I'm very impressed with it. Now I'm going to refine it, polish it off. I'm going, like I said, I'm going to get a nice wooden deck on there and get it all refined. And I'm keeping this bad boy. Okay? Again, I have the hub motor scooter. I got the EXR. Excuse the mess, guys. I have the EXR right there. So that's my baby. Okay? But that doesn't mean that these scooters have no value. Yes, they do have value. This scooter here has air tires front and back, which gives you a more comfortable ride than even the EXR. Now, the EXR has a big, solid, air tire in the front, which is cool. I'm not saying anything negative, but I'm saying that don't discount the values with these scooters, guys. It's not all about the hub motor, okay? I'm really enjoying these DC motors, you know. You just have to, you know, not abuse them if you're going to overvolt them. All right, guys. Just dropping a little information on you guys. I got to go later.